Hello students, welcome to Standard 7th Mathematics Chapter 1 Integers. Dear students, there are different types of number in mathematics from which you have studied whole numbers and natural numbers in your previous class. This year in Standard 7th you are going to learn integers. But before we start the chapter, let's have the important topics that are going to come in this chapter. The important topics covered in these chapters are what is integer, integer on number line, adding and subtracting integers, what is the role of 0 with the binary operation like plus, minus, multiply and divide, and the most important properties of integers. So the first topic, what is integer? An integer is a whole number that can be positive number, negative number or 0. Examples: positive number that consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up to infinite. Negative numbers minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on up to infinite. Infinite means there is no end of any number. And also 0 is included in integer. In previous class you have studied natural numbers. Natural number starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to n infinite. Then you have studied whole numbers in which the number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to infinite. But in this class we are going to learn integers. In integers you are also going to have negative numbers, positive numbers and 0. So now we are going to start our chapter, that is integer. Now you know that integer consists of negative and positive and 0. In your previous class you have also studied about number line, how to plot numbers on number line. Positive numbers, how to plot all these numbers that are integers on number line. First of all, I would like to say that integer consists of whole number. Integer means a whole number that is either positive or negative. Any number which has a fraction or it has a decimal value that is not considered as an integer. So please note down this, my dear students, that a number which is having a decimal value or a fraction part, that is 1 upon 2 or 4 upon 5 or 10 upon 20, that kind of numbers are not included in integers. Now let us see how to plot integers on number line. On your mobile screen, which shows that there is a negative integer, there is positive integers, there is a 0. Now as you can see on your right side, all that numbers on your right side 1, 2, 3, 4 are positive numbers, and on the left side of the 0 you can see all the negative numbers, that is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. It can go up to infinite, and in the center of the number line there is a 0. 0 is neither positive nor negative, so 0 is a neutral number, as I have written at the bottom of the line. Now there are certain rules to add and subtract integers and to display it or to show it on a number line. First of all, I am going to explain you two rules for positive. When we add a positive integer, we move towards the right side of the number line. The second for the addition is when we add a negative integer, we move towards the left side of the number line. And there are also two rules for subtraction. The first is when you subtract a positive integer, then we move towards the left side. And when we subtract a negative integer, we move towards the right side. So there are 4 rules, 2 for addition and 2 for subtraction. Keep this in your mind, write down as I have said in your notebook, so that it will be very clear for you in the future when you solve the exercise. Just recall these 4 important points: how to solve questions arising adding a positive integer or adding a negative integer, or subtracting a positive integer or subtracting a negative integer. These are the 4 simple rules to solve questions related to number line. So my dear students, now you have understood and you have got an idea how to solve number line or questions arising with number line. So my dear students, let's move on to the third topic, that is rules for adding positive and negative integers. As you can see on your screen, there is a photograph which shows that adding positive and negative integers. On the left side there are signs of integers. First 2 signs, that is plus plus. If we add 2 integers, both of them are having a positive value and the operation is to be added, then the answer that we are going to get is plus. So plus plus equals to plus. Second line says that minus minus is also added, but you have to keep in your mind that when you are having 2 signs negative, that means you have to add those numbers, negative numbers, but the answer is going to come in a negative. Third, it is showing that plus minus, when there are 2 different signs, that is first one is positive and the second one is negative, then obviously you have to do subtraction in between those 2 integers. But after doing the subtraction, when you get the answer, you have to keep the sign of the bigger number in the answer, as there is an example given over here that 2 minus 5 equals to minus 3. Here 2 is a positive integer and minus 5 is a negative integer. So if we do 2 minus 5, 2 is a smaller number, 5 is a bigger number. So obviously the answer is going to come 3, but here we have to put the sign of the bigger number. That is the key to solve this kind of problems. Always remember that whenever you are solving this kind of integer numbers, you have to keep in your mind that always keep the sign of bigger number in the answer. So here 2 minus 5 is equals to 3, but 3 is having a negative sign because bigger number is of negative. In the same way, next if we see, there is a negative sign and a positive sign. If minus and plus are to be done in an integer, then there is an example given over here. Minus 2 plus 5 is equals to 3. See, minus 2 is a negative number and plus 5 is a positive number. So minus plus, there is always minus. When there is 2 different sign, always do the subtraction. Don't look at the center binary operation that there is a plus in between that two. No, look at to the integers and the sign with it. So there is minus 2 plus 5, that is equals to 3, and 3 is having the sign of the bigger number, that is 5 is a bigger number in that 2 integer and 5 is having a positive sign, so 3 is positive. So that this is the key to solve this kind of sum. Let's have few more examples of the same. 12 plus 2 is equals to 14. Here both the integers are of positive sign. 12 is also positive integer, 2 is also positive integer. So that's why plus plus is equals to plus. Minus 6, minus 2. Minus minus is also to be added, but here the bigger number is minus 6, so the sign is negative in the answer. The third one, 5 minus 2. 5 is positive integer and 2 is negative integer. So the result is 5 minus 2, that is 3. But here a bigger number is 5, so the sign is of positive in the answer. Minus 5 plus 3 is equals to minus 2. Minus 5 is a negative, plus 3 is a positive number. Minus plus is equals to minus. So answer is minus 2, and same here the bigger number is minus 5, so the sign is negative in the answer. So dear students, write the rules as I am saying, that plus plus is equals to plus, minus minus is equals to plus, but the sign will be of bigger number. Plus minus is equals to minus, minus plus is equals to minus. This means that whenever there are two same sign, at that time you have to do the addition, and when there is two different sign in the integers, you have to do subtraction. Keep this in your mind, that two same sign, addition, but the sign of the bigger number, and when there is two different sign, that is plus minus or minus plus, at that time you have to do the subtraction. But always keep the sign of the bigger number. That is the key to solve this kind of problems arising in the exercise. Now moving to the next topic of the chapter, that is role of 0 with addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So first let us see what is the role of 0 with the addition. If we add 0 to any integer number, that is 5 plus 0, obviously you all know that 5 plus 0 is 5. And if we add minus 2 plus 0, we all know that we are going to get the same number if 0 is added to any number. In the same way with subtraction, if we subtract 0 with any integer, we are going to get the same number. As you can see on the screen, all the examples, when 0 is added or subtracted, you get the same number. But the role of 0 with multiplication is a bit different. When you multiply any number with 0, you will get answer always as 0. You can see 9 multiplied by 0, you all know that 9 multiplied by 0 is 0. Or 0 multiplied by 9 is also 0. Minus 9 is also, if multiplied by 0, is 0. So if any integer, when it is multiplied by 0, the result is 0. So keep this in your mind. There will be questions in the exercise that any integer, when it is multiplied by 0, the result is 0. This can be also asked as MCQ in your exam, that any integer multiplied by 0, the result is dash. So you can find out, or you can write down this in your notebook, that any integer, when it is multiplied by 0, the result is 0. Now, role of 0 with division. When we divide any number by 0, let's have an example as I have written on the screen. 9 divided by 0, and the answer is not defined. But when I have written 0 divided by 9 is equals to 0. Why this? Because 0 is nor negative nor positive. 0 is a neutral number. So when you divide 9 divided by 0, you will never get an answer. It is not defined. But when you divide 0 divided by 9, you get an answer as 0. So this is also an important MCQ question. It can be asked in exam, that 9 divided by 0 is equals to dash. There will be options given to you. Then you have to choose the correct option. Now let us discuss about the properties of integers. There are four types of properties. First is closure property, second is commutative property, third is associative property, fourth distributive property. We are going to explore all these properties on four binary operations, that is plus, minus, multiply and divide. So the first is the closure property. What does the closure property says? That closure property under addition and subtraction states that the sum or difference of any two integers will always be an integer. Let's see an example. 4 minus 5 is equals to minus 1. Here 4 is an integer. Minus 5 is also an integer. So when we subtract this, we are going to get an answer also as integer. So in closure property, whenever we are dealing with integers, either it is addition or either it is subtraction, the result that we are going to get is also an integer. So the closure property under addition and subtraction will always have an answer as integer. Keep this in your mind. Next, closure property for multiplication. According to this property, if two integers a and b are multiplied, then the resultant a multiplied by b is also an integer. Therefore, integers are closed under multiplication. It means that whenever we multiply any two integers, the answer is also going to come as an integer. That is the meaning of this line, that integers are closed under multiplication. 3 multiplied by 4 is equals to 15. Here 15 is an integer, as you can see on the screen. And if you multiply minus 1 multiplied by 0, the answer is 0. And 0 is also a part of integer. So here 0 is also an integer. So at the conclusion, we can say that if we multiply any two numbers, that means any two integer, we get answer as an integer. Now let us discuss the closure property under division. Division of integer does not follow the closure property. So this statement itself says that division does not comes under closure property. That is, when we divide two different integers, every time we are not going to get the answer as integer. As an example, I have written over here that minus 6 when it is divided by minus 6. Sorry, my mistake. Minus 3 divided by minus 6. We are going to get answer as 1 upon 2 or 0.5. Here answer is not an integer. As I have explained you in the previous topic, that in integers there are only positive, negative and 0. So here answers are coming in fraction and in decimal, and fraction and decimal are not the part of integer. So closure property for division, if we divide any two integer, we may not get integer as answer every time. So that is the reason integers are not closed under division. Closure property means whenever you are adding, multiplying, subtracting or dividing, you should get answer as integer. Then and then only it is considered under the closure property. And division is not every time giving you the answer as integer. There may be possibilities of fractions and decimals when you are doing divisions with different integers. So integers are not closed under division. Make this very clear in your mind that addition, subtraction and multiplication are added under closure property and division is not added under closure property. Now let's go on to the next property. Our next property is commutative property. You may be thinking, what is this commutative? What is the meaning of commutative? The word commutative comes from commute, or you can say as move around. So the commutative property is one that refers to moving stuff around. That means for addition, the rule is a plus b is equals to b plus a. That means if we take numbers, this means that 2 plus 3 is equals to 3 plus 2. As you can see on the screen, the 2 plus 3 is 5 and 3 plus 2 is also 5. So when you are moving the numbers, the answer remains the same. That means answer is also integer. Let's move for the multiplication. The rule is that if we multiply a multiplied by b or b multiplied by a, answer is going to remain same. That is 2 multiplied by 3 is 6 and 3 multiplied by 2 is also 6. So commutative property for addition and multiplication is same. The commutative property of addition and multiplication states that the order of term doesn't matter. Either you are adding a plus b or b plus a, the result will be the same. Whether it is addition or multiplication, swapping means changing the position of the numbers. Swapping of terms will not change the sum of product. The answer is always going to remain the same. Suppose x and y are any two integers, then adding x plus y, that the answer is z, or y plus x, the answer is always z. That means example is given over here on the right side, that is 4 plus minus 6 is equals to minus 2. You can see here 4 is a positive number and 6 is a negative number, and when we add this two, positive and negative, means there are two different signs, plus and minus. So when we have two different signs, plus and minus, we have to do subtraction, as I have explained you in the rules of adding and subtracting the integers. So 4 is positive, 6 is negative, plus minus minus. So we have to do the subtraction. So 6 minus 4 is 2, and 2 is having negative value. That is because 6 is a bigger number. So always keep in mind that always you have to put the sign of the bigger number. The second example, minus 6 plus 4. Here first there is negative sign and then there is a positive sign. Two different integers, one is negative and the other one is positive. The same rule that you have to follow when two different signs, that first one is minus, then the second one is plus. Minus plus is equals to minus, then 6 minus 4, that is 2. But again we have to keep in mind that 6 is a bigger number, so we have to put the sign of negative in the answer. So both the answers are same, and this says that when we are swapping the numbers, answer doesn't change, answer remains the same. So that's why commutative property is applicable to addition. Let's see what happens with the multiplication. If we take two different integers and if we multiply it, for example 10 multiplied by 3, that everyone knows that 10 multiplied by 3 is 30, and the same if we do that 3 multiplied by 10, then also we are going to get as 30. So commutative property for addition and multiplication is applicable. Now let's go and see what it says about subtraction and division. So for subtraction in the commutative property, as I have clear cut written that x minus y is not equal to y minus x, because 4 minus minus 6 is not equal to minus 6 minus 4. Let's see in an example. 4 minus minus 6. 4 is a positive value, minus 6 is negative, but there is subtraction in between that two. So in this example you can see that 4 minus minus 6. So here I would like to say you one important point, that whenever there is a negative sign outside or before the bracket, then the sign changes, because minus minus becomes plus. So here this will become as 4 plus 6, and 4 plus 6 is equals to 10. That's why you are getting the answer as 10. But when we change it and when we swap the numbers, that we are putting minus 6 first and then minus 4. So here minus minus becomes plus and sign of bigger number is to be applied. So minus 6 minus 4, that is to be added, that becomes 10, and sign of bigger number is going to come to the 10th. So both the answers, you can see that the first example is getting the answer as 10 positive, and the second one is getting the answer as minus 10. So both answers are different. So subtraction with the commutative property is not applicable, and that's why I have written in the first that subtraction x minus y is not equal to y minus x. So my dear students, you might have understood what I want to say. Let's go on to the division. The same, if we divide two integers, that is x divided by y is not equal to y divided by x, because 10 divided by 2 is 5, and when we divide 2 divided by 10, that is 1 upon 5. So both the answers are different. One is having 5 and the other one is having 1 upon 5. So we can say after this example that subtraction and divisions are not commutative for integers and whole numbers. Only addition and multiplication is applicable in commutative property. So again I am saying that in commutative property, addition and multiplication is applicable by swapping the numbers, and the same when we swap numbers in subtraction and division for commutative property, that is not applicable. Moving to the next property, that is associative property. You may be thinking what this associative word means. So first let us understand what is the meaning of associate. To associate means to connect or join with something. The associative property always involves 3 or more numbers. The numbers group with a parenthesis, that means in a bracket, are terms in the expression that considered as one unit. When you put 3 numbers and when you are connecting 2 numbers with parenthesis in a bracket, so that bracket is to be considered as one unit. This is the meaning of associative. That means to join or to connect two things. Let's understand with an example. So associative property of addition, as I have told you in the previous topic, that we are going to check all these properties under 4 binary operation, that is add, multiply, subtract and divide. So let's check this associative property with addition. Adding integers will have the same result regardlessly of the grouping. So here I have given 2 examples. The sum will not change even if the integers are grouped differently. In the first example I have grouped first 2 numbers, and in the second example I have grouped the last 2 numbers. So let's see, 75 plus 81, that is a group, it is in a parenthesis, and 34 is kept separate plus 34. So when we are dealing with this kind of examples or with this kind of sum, whenever there is a group of 2 numbers in a bracket, we have to solve that first. So 75 plus 81, that is equals to 166, and then plus 34 is to be added to 166, that gives me the answer as 200. So in the first example you are getting answer as 200. Let's see on to the other side, on to the right side, as I have grouped the last 2 numbers. So 75 I have kept separate, and then 75 plus in a bracket 81 plus 34. So 75 plus, as I said, that bracket is to be considered as a group. So 81 plus 34, that gives me answer as 125, and 125 plus 75, that gives me answer as 200. So we can see that by grouping the two different numbers, we are getting the same answer. This says that associative property for addition is applicable. Now let us see that property of multiplication is applicable or not. The same way we are grouping two numbers in the first example and then grouping the last two numbers in the second example. So here I have written 2 multiplied by minus 5 in a bracket, and then I have kept multiplication of 6 at last. So 2 multiplied by minus 5, here 2 is to be multiplied by minus 5. Whenever we are multiplying two integers with a different sign, answer is always negative. So minus 10 multiplied by 6, and again I am saying that minus multiplied by plus is always minus. So minus 60 is the answer in the first example on the left side. And now let's see 2 multiplied by, in a bracket, minus 5 multiplied by 6. The same numbers are there, but we have changed the group. So 2 multiplied by minus 5 multiplied by minus 6, that is a group. That gives me minus 30. So 2 multiplied by minus 30 is equals to minus 60. Thus I can say that 2 multiplied by minus 5 multiplied by 6 is equals to 2 multiplied in a bracket minus 5 multiplied by 6. So in general, for any integer a, b and c, a group of ab multiplied by c and a multiplied by group of b and c is going to give me the same answer. So we can say that integers are associative under multiplication, and because we are getting the answer also as integer. But the associative property does not hold for subtraction and division. Let's see with an example. We are taking three integers, that is 7, 4 and 2. We are grouping last two in the first example and first two in the second example. That is 7 minus in a bracket 4 minus 2. Always when there is bracket, we have to solve first the bracket. So 7 minus 2, and 7 minus 2 is equals to 5. So the first example on the left side, we are getting answer as 5, and on the right side, if we are grouping 7 minus 4, that 7 minus 4 gives me 3, because 7 is bigger number and 4 is smaller number. 7 minus 4 is 3, and minus 2, 3 minus 2 is 1. So I am getting two different answers with the same integers. So therefore we can say that 7 minus 4 minus 2 is not equal to 7 minus 4 minus 2 when they are grouped differently. In general, for any three integers a, b and c, when they are grouped differently, they are not equal to each other. Means they are getting the answer as integer, but the answer is not same. So therefore subtraction of integer is not associative and it is not applicable. To the next topic, that is associative property under division. When we group two numbers or two integers, and if we divide them, what is the result? So integer is not associative under the operation of division, because for any three integers, that means if I take x, y and z, there are many cases where x divided by y in a bracket, if it is divided by z, then it is not equal to x divided by bracket y divided by z. You can see in the example that on to my left I am getting the answer as 1, and on to my right I am getting the say that division under associative property is also not applicable. So associative property is applicable for addition and multiplication, and it is not applicable for subtraction and division. So keep this in your mind that all the properties at the end, I am saying the important thing that where the property is applicable and where the property is not applicable. So in this case of associative, it is applicable for addition and multiplication, and it is not applicable for subtraction and division. Moving to the distributive property. Distributive property involves the addition of integers, which is being multiplied by another integer. Each integer inside the parenthesis is multiplied by the integer outside the parenthesis. Then the resulting products are added together. Let's see by an example. A multiplied by in a bracket b plus c is equals to, here a is to be multiplied by b also and a is to be multiplied by c also. That's why I have written as a multiplied by b plus a multiplied by c. Here I have shown you two methods. Onto the left side there is a different method, and onto the right side there is a different method. So both the method is going to give you the same answer, whichever you want to follow. Let's see with the first one. Onto the left, 2 multiplied by in a bracket 4 plus 5. Here there is a bracket, so we will deal first with the bracket, and in a bracket there is a positive sign and there is addition in between both the integers. So we will first add those integers. 4 plus 5, that will give me as 9. So 2 multiplied by 9, that is going to give me as answer as 18. So the example onto the left side gives me the answer as 18. Now let's see with the different method using the distributive property. 2, which is outside the parenthesis, is to be multiplied by 4 also, and then it is also to be multiplied with the 5. So 2 multiplied by 4 plus 2 multiplied by 5. So 2 multiplied by 4, that gives me as answer as 8, and plus 2 multiplied by 5, that gives me answer as 10. So 8 plus 10, the answer is 18. So here I can say that, or we can say that distributive property is applicable multiplication over addition. Now we will discuss about the distributive property for multiplication or subtraction. The same here we are going to have, but instead of plus sign, now we are going to have a subtraction, that is minus sign. So let's see an example. 4 multiplied by in a bracket 7 minus 9 onto the left side, and onto my right side, that is 4 multiplied by 7. That is another method that is called the distributive property method. So let's talk about the example on the left side. 4 multiplied by 7 minus 9, which is in a bracket. So 7 minus 9 is in bracket, so we will deal first with the bracket. So 7 minus 9, that is going to give me as answer as minus 2, because 7 is smaller number and 9 is bigger number. So my answer is minus 2. So 4 multiplied by minus 2, when we multiply two integers, one positive and the another negative, answer is always going to come in negative. So that is equals to minus 8. And onto the right side, if we use the distributive property, that means if we multiply the outer number with the numbers in the bracket, that is 4 multiplied by 7 and 4 multiplied by 9, and there is a negative sign in between both of them. So 4 sevens are 28, and 28 minus 36, that is 28 is a smaller number and 36 is a bigger number. So I am getting it the answer as minus 8. And we can see that on both the side, left side example and the right side, is giving me the same answer. So I can say that distributive property multiplication over subtraction is applicable. The another example I have given at the bottom, and I would like to try to do it by yourself. Try to solve it by yourself and then say me that are you getting the same answer or not.